Looks like we're live.
Perfect. Well, hello and welcome everyone to the summer series of interviews with Soulful Women. I am, of course, Krysti Turznik. I'm an international speaker, author, hypnotist, and spiritual mindset life coach, helping high achieving women entrepreneurs who are burning the candle at both ends feel like they can create a life that they don't need to escape from. So every day feels like a beautiful day at the beach. Now, this is the place to be if you want to discover how to be, how to feel, and how to live that inspired life with more purpose, more passion. And this summer series will help you to take your life to the next level as leading entrepreneurs and influencers and experts share their best secrets for how to live an inspired life. And today we have Galit Venturz-Rozen with us, and I am so excited to have this conversation. Now, Galit is a high-performance business expert. She is an author of The Successful Woman's Mindset and 25 years in entrepreneurship. She is a well-known paid professional speaker, and Galit works with women to show them how to actually be successful in their business and in their speaking careers. Now, she is most recently the recipient of the Entrepreneur of the Year Award by Silver State Awards. Congratulations.
Thank you. That was right before the crazy, believe it or not.
I know.
I think I got that award. It was a big event in February.
Okay. Yeah. When life was normal.
Right before when life felt normal. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Now, she is also part of the National Association of Women Business Owners, a Women of Distinction Award, another fabulous award for you, and the TMJ Silver State Award for Best of the Best Local Motivational Speakers. So you are in for a powerful conversation, people in the
We're
group.
Gonna have some fun.
We're gonna have so much fun today. And she is, of course, a proud mom of 3 kids and resides in Las Vegas, Nevada. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, today's topic, I am so excited for this. I've really been looking forward to this conversation for a while. And it's all about finding your life purpose. And especially with everything that is going on in the world today, it's, so much is up in the air, and it's a beautiful opportunity to help us to do some deep, soulful reflection on what
Which
it is
isn't
that
always
we really
fun,
want.
right, Krysti? It's not always fun.
Not always fun.
It's really wonderful when you do.
Absolutely. So why don't we start off with the basics? Like, what does it mean to live with purpose? Like, how would you define that?
So I can only share my own experiences, but I do believe that for each person it's different. So you've kind of got to adjust it to yourself, but I'll share with you what it meant for me, because sometimes that is like a light bulb moment for people. For me, knowing that there was more that I guess I was meant to do or meant to be in this world. It came for me in a time of where I literally felt like I was having an out-of-body experience in my life. And so the reason I start with that is because when you say, what does it mean to live your life purpose? I think you have to start with, well, wait, there's always this like shift or something happens. And so for me, it was literally sitting at a table with 6 families, children running around. This was probably about, probably 9 or 10 years ago at least. And kids were running around, and it was a birthday, and I felt like I left my body. And I swear that sounds crazy, but I felt like an alien in my life. Something wasn't right, and I couldn't pinpoint it. And so for me, living your life's purpose is feeling whole with who you are, feeling genuine in each day. And please understand, it doesn't mean that everything is perfect or that you know exactly what to do every minute of every day, because it's typically actually the opposite.
Yep.
So when you recognize that life has a purpose and you start exploring, which we'll talk about what that means for you, you feel like you're living a genuine, authentic life to make a difference in some shape or form, and it's not all about you. That's what, for me, living life's purpose is.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. And for me, like it's living that deeper calling, because we all have that inner whisper of something that is wanting that fuller expression in our experience, and it's really
Yeah.
just giving that permission to say that it's okay to do those things that are true to who you want. So I love that. I love that definition
Yes.
of that. So have you found, like in your experience and in the work that you do, like is there an easier way to understand like what that purpose is? Like how do we go about finding
It's
that?
so interesting because people always ask me, okay, give me steps. How do I find my life purpose?
Yep.
And do you know what I want to say to them? And if you guys know me at all, you get what you get with me. Okay, first hit rock bottom,
Yep.
and then you'll figure it out. So obviously you don't need to do that. I think the steps or the tips that I can give to find your life's purposes, listen to the whispers that you don't want to listen to.
Mhm.
First, start there because to really understand what you're meant to do or what your purpose is in a sense in this world, you have to first go within and do some work on yourself. And that's the not easy part that I started mentioning to Krysti. It's easier sometimes to live in a robotic mode. I call it the matrix mode, if you've ever seen that movie, than it is to actually look at yourself, look at the choices you've made, look at if you're happy with yourself, within yourself, in your life, in your job, your profession, your relationships. I know it sounds like a lot, but for me, that's what it was. It was taking that deep look at, even though I was happy and living what I believed was a genuine and authentic life, what is it that didn't fit? What is it that didn't work? And then the next thing is making the changes and taking the steps to feel whole with who you are, whole with the life that you're choosing to live. And then this is the part that has kind of like two sides to it. Living with purpose doesn't always mean you have to have a job or a business that has purpose, okay? That's not always it. Sometimes it's just being with yourself and doing things that are good for yourself, for the community, for others, giving back. So even though Krysti and I are really based on showing women how to live a purposeful life, maybe with a business or a profession or a career, and a lot of people that are listening are probably doing that, you also have to recognize it's not always about that. It's about living with a purpose for yourself that you are somehow or another giving back, helping, serving. I mean, I have clients that are working a job 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, making a living, but then volunteering to help the domestic shelter because they were abused when they were in a relationship, or going out and raising money for a country like Africa to help women entrepreneurs start their own business. But there's something there typically that you were meant to do on a bigger scale that is beyond the norm.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that too. And I love how you're really giving permission that like it doesn't have to be something that is filling your entire day. It just needs to be that extension of you that is wanting more of that outlet, more of that expression. Because so
Yeah.
often, yeah, we find ourselves in situations and in life that is different than the one that we had planned, and rather than getting into that shame cycle of, I should have done all of these things, or why am I not, farther along? It's okay to recognize that that's all part of what we're learning. It's all part of, what is going to be
Yeah.
helping us to, to step into that purpose. And so like you talked a little bit then about, like having this be possible, of the possibility of like somehow making some income or doing this as a business. For those that are interested, like how do you go about doing that? Because so often people have these things that they don't feel they can make money with, or, there's no business there. How are people able to make the
It's
money?
quite interesting because what I found in the journey is that people that start really getting to know themselves, and I know that sounds like a funny thing, but most people do not know themselves. They're so busy with their everyday tasks, lives, taking care of other people, maybe going to a job or having a business that they don't take the time to get to know themselves. And that is the first key to that. So, and then the second thing that really surprises people is that if you want to do something you love, and I would start with the doing something you love, it's way less heavy than doing something with purpose for a lot of people. So what is it that you love? And I always love to use this example because I had a client that would get on the phone with me and say, I don't know what I meant to do. I don't know what I meant to do. And of course I would giggle because I knew, but you're not supposed to tell people, you're supposed to figure it out. Oh, well, what is it you spent most of your day talking about? Oh my gosh, I lost 150 pounds and I work out 5 days a week, and I get up at 5 a.m. and my diabetes went away and my heart's better and my blood pressure went down. Oh, what else do you do? Oh, I meal plan every Sunday. Oh, what do you do on social media? I share all the food that I cook and the meal planning and the way I work out and my workouts. And she's so excited and so excited. And she happens to be an accountant. And there's nothing wrong with being an accountant. She just doesn't love it. And then I say, okay, so you're telling me you spend most of your day talking about your passion of showing people how to lose weight and be healthy. Well, yeah, I love that. Great. Well, why don't you turn that into a business? Oh, no, I could never get paid for that. This is very typical conversation, Krysti. You know that. And I'm sharing the specific example because people can relate to examples. So what I say to my clients that call me and be like, hey, Galit, I need help figuring out what I should do with my life, is I say, well, what do you love to do the most? What's right under your nose? So for someone like me, Krysti, being an entrepreneur since the age of 21 in a male-dominated industry that was searching for women to inspire me, motivate me, and show me the path to success, and having to figure it out myself, well, I mentored women all along the way, either in leadership positions or in commercial real estate. There, it was like right there, Wakely. So that's what you should do. You should step back and say, what do I love to do? What could I talk about all day long and never get paid and love it? And now, how can I get paid? And that's the key. Most people immediately say, I could never get paid for that. Well, you're probably wrong, because I have seen people get paid to show you how to put together scrapbooks. I have seen people get paid to show you how to be organized. I mean, for goodness sakes, I'm taking some of the most simplistic things because anybody can get paid for anything, because there are enough people out there that don't know how to do everything. So more than likely, there's someone out there that wants to learn what you know.
And so what would you say then? And I love like everything that you have just shared, like lead with what you love, like, and that's going to, guide you to your purpose. What would you say to that, that woman who has lived her life for everyone else, and she's really lost herself. She's lost touch with like her passions, with what she loves rather than what everyone else loves.
You know why I'm smiling, right, Krysti? That was me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had an amazing life. And I turned my world upside down. Even though I had an amazing life, something was missing. And it was probably because of what you just said, that I was a mom of 3. I had kids young, got married young. I mean, I have a son that's going to be 24. And so I was all about my family. Even though I was still working, I had my own business. From the outside looking in, it was like this perfect life, right? But something inside felt icky. Something didn't feel good. And so I think the key is to first get to know yourself. And I'm repeating myself on purpose. Get to know you. Spend some time alone. I went to a retreat by myself for the first time in my life in my 30s to like Utah, and took these classes and ate vegetarian food and slept alone in a hotel room for 2 nights with 3 kids at home. And I needed to find me, and I needed to find what made me happy. That's the first thing that I would suggest. The second thing that I would suggest is ask yourself the hard questions. What makes me happy? How can I make myself happy? Stop focusing on other people making you happy. And we give, and we burn out. So ask yourself, what could you give yourself? And trust me, as a mom of 3, it doesn't take away from the kids. It gives them more. If you're married, it gives your husband or your wife more. If you're in a relationship, it gives your significant other more. It gives your business more. You don't realize that when you focus on yourself more, you have more to give. So I would absolutely start there with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And really it's about returning back to you, right? Putting yourself priority and making sure that you're valuing yourself just as much as you value everyone else, and being grateful for who it is that you are and your presence in the world. So I love
The
that.
only way you can explore that feeling, and I was that woman that would go to bed at night, literally pass out from exhaustion, from having 3 kids and a business I was running, that I would pass out and wonder there's got to be more. Even someone that really from the outside you could see this perfect life. And if you're having those thoughts, you have two choices. You can ignore them, which many people do, and just keep living your life the way you are. And more than likely, you're going to be fine. Or you could choose to explore them. And exploring them is not always easy, because you've got to explore yourself and what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy and what changes you need to take. And some people never make changes, and that's okay too. You might not need them. But spending that time and making sure you have it every single day. And for some people, Krysti, it's terrifying. It's terrifying to be alone with their thoughts. I know people that can't be alone, but that's where the real growth takes place. And that's where you will stop feeling like something's missing, because you'll figure out what is.
Yeah, absolutely. And that too is a perfect example of that person who can't be alone with themselves, or they have a lot of that fear of when it's important for you to get that outside support of someone who can walk you through, to be there, to lean on, and to just remind you that it's okay wherever you are. Like, it's okay to show up, authentically, and the process is going to be unfolding as it will for you. So I love that.
One of the key things that I learned in my journey, and I continue to learn, that is very challenging for a lot of people when they open up this Pandora's box, in a sense, is that the people around you that love you the most at times will not be supportive. And they'll say, well, why are you changing this? And why are you doing that? I want whoever's listening to recognize that there's two types of people: the people that love you and just want to protect you, and they mean well. I had that along my journey. Why are you going back to school? You're already so successful. I went back to school 38, got my master's degree. Why are you changing careers? Why are you? And it's not that they didn't love me and support me. It's that people that aren't going through that journey, they are fearful that you're going to fail and hurt, and they don't want to. They want to protect you. But then there's that second group of people that seriously do not want to watch you grow and succeed, because it terrifies them, because it might change you, and then you might not want to have that relationship with them. So you've kind of got to go through this. And I went through both, by the way. I had people I lost in my life, which probably was supposed to happen. And then I had people that loved me and now go, oh my God, we get it, Galit. That's why you did this. Now we see that you're living your purpose. So be aware of those things. But I have to tell you, as someone that's gone through this journey, it's not always easy, but I'm so thankful to wake up every morning grateful that I'm living my true life genuinely, authentically, and with purpose. And so there's a lot of wonderful things on the other side of all that.
Yeah. And even if it's like just one small thing that you can do towards living your purpose, or to doing those things that you love, it is so worth it in the end, because you're going to feel just more of that peacefulness and more of that fulfillment. And so, like, everything that you have shared, these are really simple things that you can do, simple shifts that we can make in our lives. And if people want to learn more, if people want to go deeper into the wisdom that you have to offer, what are some of the ways that they can connect with you?
Well, I'm all over social media over my full name, Galit Venturz-Rozen, and most of my posts are just like this. They're very inspirational, motivational, and giving you very logical tips. So you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, I have to remember Facebook, LinkedIn, under Galit Venturz-Rozen. If you'd like some tools that I offer for free, because I can't possibly work with everybody, I only have so many hours in the day to work with private clients, please check out my website. There's hundreds of blogs there that you can watch under GalitVenturz-Rozen.com, and under EmpoweringUniversity.com, I have some webinars. Like, one of them is called, I'm going to read it to you, 5 Steps to Turn Your Passion into a Successful Business. And I offer that for free, because I want as many people to explore. If I want to find my purpose and turn it into a business and do what I love every day, how can I? So it just gives you a way to start.
Yeah, I love that. And we're going to be posting all of those links in the comments below, so anyone can access all of that. So thank you so much for joining us. I could continue this conversation all day long.
I know, we have so
Such a
much fun. We
pleasure.
could talk for hours and hours and lose all of our audience, right, Krysti?
Absolutely, absolutely. So such a pleasure. And as always, just reminding everyone to always live every day like it's a day at the beach. Take care. We'll talk soon.